about how the 90-day YouTube challenge is going. So I have challenged myself as a new YouTube publisher, not a new content publisher. I've actually been doing podcasting and doing content for a long time, but newly on YouTube. So as a new YouTube publisher, I have now challenged myself to do 3 videos a week, record and publish for 90 days straight. So for 12 weeks, I am doing 3 videos a week. How is it going? What are we seeing as far as growth on the channel? What does this look like? How is it working behind the scenes? How am I totally struggling? I want to talk about it because I know that if you're watching this video, you are a business owner or you want to have a business. I would challenge you to just believe that you are a business owner right now, and you need to know that this is going to happen to you too. What is this, you ask? Well, it is you taking on a new endeavor, doing something new in your business, new types of marketing, new types of sales strategies, new ways that you help your clients, a new offer, a new modality, whatever it is. You will probably have the same situation where you don't get the results that you think that you're going to get right away, but also there's a lot of gold to get from evaluating the way I'm going to show you right now. So here's how we evaluate. We first look at what's going well, and we train our brain to find evidence that things actually are working. Let's figure out what those things are. Then we go into, okay, what isn't working the way I thought it would? Why is that happening? And then third, what am I going to do differently? Based on this evidence, based on what I'm uncovering here, what am I now going to do differently as I take further action? So that's what we're going to do together. Let's dive in. 4 weeks, 4 to 5. This is so fun. So the evaluation criteria here is that I have 2 weeks of data. You can see that on the screen. It is from June 14th to the 27th. So this is weeks 4 through 5 of my 12-week challenge that I have thrown down the gauntlet for myself. And here's what's going well, or what has gone well. Videos have gotten published. Videos have been recorded. I know that I could very easily get behind, and 3 videos a week is a really ambitious goal, by the way, but this is the standard I've set for myself, and I'm willing to get in there and do it imperfectly, and it feels very imperfect, by the way, on my end, and I'm willing to do it. And I have. So I've recorded 3 videos a week. We've published 3 videos a week, and I'm actually several weeks ahead, which I'm quite proud of. So everything that I'm seeing numbers wise is trending up, meaning we're getting more views, we're getting more watch time on the channel, we're getting some new subscribers. I'll talk about why I think that is in a second, but honestly, it's trending up metrics wise. But my goal for the challenge is just to consistently create the videos and to publish the videos and to learn along the way. So although I, of course, secretly and not so secretly because I'm saying it out loud here, want to see results and I want to see metrics and I want to see sales and new subscribers on our email list coming from these videos, I also just want to do the videos and I want to get them out there and I want to get these imperfect, not so great first videos done so that the entire process gets better and the videos get better as a whole. So I'm looking at my notes. What do I want to tell you? I want to tell you that the process is getting faster on all fronts. And so that's another thing that's going well. I'm being able to create the videos faster, outline them faster, record them faster. Our editing process is getting faster. The review process on the back end faster. All things relating to YouTube are getting faster. And that makes me really happy. But also, I just want to point out that, of course, things aren't fast in the beginning. This is the first time we've done this. This is the first time I've consistently done video content like this in this way on this platform, understanding what types of thumbnails get clicks, what don't. We'll talk about that in a second. What video topics are people more interested in? What video length? Like there's just so many things that are unknowns to me and are unknowns to you in your business when you do something new. So happy to share what I'm learning along the way. And one of those is just like that it's getting faster. And just a reminder to myself that as we do the new things, we do get better at them. We get more efficient. I'm talking to my clients about this all the time in terms of their client delivery process because it feels clunky in the beginning. When you're bringing your first few clients through whatever process you're bringing them through, whether that's one-on-one or in a group program or in a live workshop or in a retreat. I have clients that support people in all sorts of different ways, digital offers, digital programs, all of the different ways. It doesn't matter what it is. There's no one way that is going to just feel good. And it's going to feel like a well-oiled machine right away. And it's going to feel like you know exactly what you're doing and you got this. No, it's clunky in the beginning. You're not fast at it. You're not efficient. You haven't figured out where are the gaps and how can we make this more efficient. You just have to go through and do it. So in real time, I'm going to evaluate that with you. And that is what we are doing with YouTube is we are figuring out how do we make it more efficient? How do we make it better? It is getting faster. It is getting more efficient, but staying ahead, I think, is the big takeaway that I have on this process is staying ahead. Don't even let it get behind a little bit because it's really hard to catch up. So getting 3 videos outlined and recorded every week and then published every week, super, super important. I also would like to say that something's going well is me consistently emailing my email list with each new video. So that is new in the last challenge update video, which you will find linked up somewhere here or in the playlist that I'll link to at the end of the video. For sure, you can go watch that. But on the last eval video that I did about this, I said, okay, I got a little bit twitchy. And although I wasn't planning on sending it out to my whole email list right away, I was going to just let the YouTube algorithm do its thing before I told people about the YouTube videos. I did get a little twitchy and I sent it out right away. So now that I have sent it out to the list, we've been consistently sending emails with each new YouTube episode, and then subscribers on my email list are clicking over to watch the YouTube video. So I think that significantly has increased the amount of views that we are seeing on videos and subscribers, I'm sure. Okay, but things are trending up. So let's look at what we're seeing with the data. We are seeing that in this time frame, and I'm looking at my other computer as I'm showing this to you, we see that we've had 1.4 thousand views in this 2-week period, and it's trending up. You can see that the views are higher on days that we release a video, usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I think that the reason for that is because new subscribers or new people are seeing the videos. Also because we are sending them out to my email list, people are coming and watching. So I'm sure that's a contributing factor. We see the highest number of views on Friday, June 27th, which was this video. And it didn't have a fancy thumbnail, and it was something I recorded in my husband's truck after I pulled in the driveway, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to record this video. And it is 6 minutes and 48 seconds long. The thumbnail looks like this, and we got a lot more views on that one than we have, that's the wrong graph, I'll show that one in a second, than we do on most videos. So that's very interesting. Something that's going well is like, oh, that video got more attention, got more action. Is it because of the title, 3 words that will keep you broke and stuck? Did YouTube show that to a bunch of people? I have no idea. Did it really resonate with my email subscribers and a bunch of people clicked over? It didn't look like a significant number more clicks than usual. So I think either the lack of polished thumbnail and it just like being me in a truck, like, I don't know, maybe that was interesting, or maybe it was the content itself. How will I know? Well, I'm just going to experiment. I'm just going to guess. I'm going to do some more videos like this that have no thumbnail that's like created. It's more of just like a candid shot of me. See if we get more views on those videos. I'm going to do more short little ranty type rants, and we're going to see if those perform well. So now I'm like, oh, okay, well, I have some data here. This one was significantly more interesting to people for some reason. So let's recreate that. Let's figure out why that was. So you'll see me in future weeks kind of testing that out. But like I said, the content that I've already recorded that is scheduled to publish is several weeks ahead. So we probably won't get data on this for a while. But anyway, now I'm seeing like, oh, that's really interesting. So we're going to do more of that, and we're going to try to figure out why it is. Watch time. Also, you can see increases on days that we release a video. No shock there. And subscriber count is 56 new subscribers in this 2-week time frame. We're at a total, as I record this, of 822 subscribers, up from 700-ish when I started this challenge, I believe. I can't remember the exact number. Oh, but actually, I think I can, because I can look here and see that since we started recording this, May 2nd was the first date that we started looking at data. We had 112 less subscribers apparently on that date than 822. So we can do some quick math and see that we had 710 subscribers when we started. I'm super happy with that. I like to see the data going up over time. I especially like seeing how in the last couple weeks it's getting higher and higher here. This is from May 2nd until June 27th. So that's cool. That's exciting. Now trying to figure out what are the spikes and dips, like what's making that happen. That's really the fun part here. And it is all experimentation. I honestly don't know the answers, but the takeaway here is you just got to get some data, and you have to make some decisions on some data and make some hypotheses. And I don't actually know what we're going to do with it 100%, but I want to just bring you behind the scenes on what I'm seeing and how I'm interpreting it. I'm interpreting it that we have at least one outlier video here that did significantly better. So we're going to recreate that and test it a little bit and see what was it about that landed. Okay, so what didn't go well? Let's get like rah. Things are happening. Things are moving in a good direction, but what hasn't gone well? We have not been tracking email subscribers coming from YouTube separate from other ways that people join our email list. So if you go to theprofitablenutritionist.com, you would see numerous ways to sign up for a free course that we have, for an evergreen webinar that's a free class that I offer. There's some other things on the website that people sign up for. So we haven't diligently been tracking, are people coming from YouTube to do that, or did they organically come to the website? I also have a podcast that gets shared, an audio podcast that gets shared widely called the Profitable Nutritionist Podcast. And a lot of people come organically from that. So yes, email list is growing, but where are they coming from? Now we could have took a bunch of time. I say we because I do have a small team here at TPN. We could have really diligently made sure that every single video had unique tracking to a different page so we would know this is coming from YouTube and we could track all of that. But that was going to be very slow and cumbersome to set up initially. And so I said, we're not doing that. We're just getting these videos out and we can be perfectionistic later about tracking and figuring out who's coming from where, but that's a tomorrow problem. That's not going to stop us from just getting going. And I'm really glad that we made that decision because it has allowed us to just publish videos and start testing and see what's going on. However, I would like to know, so I'm going to be prioritizing getting some of that tracking figured out and literally figuring out, are people opting in from something they saw on YouTube or not? The simplest way to do that is to have 2 different landing pages for each thing that's a freebie that somebody could sign up for on the website. So one of them just being the one that's linked from the podcast and regular on the website, that's our normal link, and then a separate one that is YouTube specific that we know, okay, anybody that found this registration page would have only found it from YouTube, therefore they came from YouTube. So there is some more sophisticated software too that you can use for this, and maybe sometime I will employ that and then I will test it and let you know how it's working, and we can talk about that later. But for right now, this is the down and dirty. It's just a separate landing page that tags people as coming from YouTube, and I will report back on that in a future eval video. So that's one thing. Another thing is that the links in the descriptions were not correct in some of the videos. So people were getting sent to who only knows and not able to subscribe on the email list, which is a bummer. I'm realizing as I'm going through this that I should be reporting how many people in the next video are subscribing to the email list from YouTube specifically. That will be fun to know, and we will be able to track that. So I will be able to give you that information. What else in the what didn't go well? I'm looking at my notes. The conversion on our opt-in pages for the free course and the free class, which are 2 freebies that I have been promoting in the videos recently, are really low. Like people are getting to that page in some instances. And like I said, some of those links weren't working, but enough of them were, and then people are not opting in at a higher rate than normal. So normally what we see is, I don't even know what percentage we would see, 40, 50, 60% opt-in rate, depending on the freebie. But have been seeing like really low, like 10 or 15% of people are actually putting in they're getting to that page, but then only a small percentage are putting in their information and actually signing up for the free resource. So that is something that we are also tweaking. I will report back on some of the changes that we're making there to see why is that. Is this people are thinking that they're going to the page getting something else, and then when they get there, they're like, oh, this isn't what I wanted. So is there like some disconnect with the messaging? We also ask a bunch of questions on that page about how much money you've made in your business, what's your goal for the next 12 months. Not a bunch of questions. I guess those are the only 2 questions, but maybe that's too much friction for somebody that's coming from YouTube and that doesn't know me, doesn't know why we're going to use that information. And the reason we're going to use that information is just because we like to know of the proportion of people that are coming here. Are they beginners or are they more well-established in their practice? Just so you know, that's why we are getting that information. So that's something that we're experimenting with. We take off some of the friction with some of those questions and make them optional instead of required. Does the conversion rate increase? I'm walking you through this entire evaluation and the thought process behind it so you can see for your own business. Like how do you actually take some data, extrapolate some hypotheses from it, and then make some tweaks that you're also going to get data from and then reevaluate and go, okay, did that fix the problem? Did it increase the conversion rate? Did it help? Did it not? I think it's really helpful to hear how this works in real time because we can get so overwhelmed as business owners. We can get so overwhelmed with all of the possibilities, all of the things that we could do, all of the moving parts that we do have. And when we aren't getting the results that we want, it's like it's broken. It's not working. Oh my gosh, I don't even know why it isn't working. It's so overwhelming. We have to make this less overwhelming for ourselves by looking at data, looking at very specific things, and then figuring out how to tweak. So this is like one of those examples of just, okay, we're not getting as many email subscribers as I think we would. Let's look at some data. Okay, we pulled the data, looked at the conversion rate on the page. Oh, that's way lower than usual. Interesting. Okay, what are we going to do about it? What are we going to test? And now you see the whole thought process there. Okay, last thing that isn't going perfectly is that the sound hasn't been exactly right as the videos have been edited. They're only coming out of the left side, apparently, instead of the left and right side speakers. This is a little bit over my head. I think that we're getting that all handled, and I'm not too worried about it, but just wanted to say, like, the actual tech piece of it and editing and producing, there's room for improvement in all of that always. And we've been behind the scenes trying to figure out, okay, what's our editing style like? Well, how do we want this to look? How do we want to make the videos more uniform? How do we want to have, better sound quality? All of that is happening in the background. And I'm thinking these videos are going to get better, but right now we're not worried about perfection. We're just getting the videos out, and that is happening. So what we're going to do differently to land this plane on this evaluation is we're going to we have already set some standards for the video editing to standardize the videos a little bit, test that, get a better system for links and tracking those by having the duplicated landing pages so we can start getting some numbers on that. And then, like I said, changing the opt-in forms to require less friction prior to opting in specifically for YouTube. I'm just curious about somebody coming from YouTube, that could be you, that hasn't spent a lot of time with my content, that is new to the Profitable Nutritionist, that has no idea how and why we use the information that we collect. Is it a deterrent to have those extra fields in the form? I don't know. Versus somebody who maybe has listened to 10 hours of my audio podcast already and finds their way to the website and is very warm and is very ready to go. That could be a different experience. So that's what we're working through. I just think it's so fun to do this evaluation and to bring you through the process itself, because the goal here, as I have to keep reminding myself, is consistency and just getting it out there imperfectly, getting these videos made, getting them published, getting some sort of data, seeing what works and what doesn't work, and then how do we think we can make it better? And if I can bring you along the process and you find it at all interesting, then all the better, right? So if you want to see more about this challenge specifically, the YouTube challenge, and what we have learned so far, we will link up the rest of the challenge playlist here. And stay tuned, because I'll keep doing these videos as we go.